In less than 2 hours, I'll be placing a new crown on a new Miss America. And on this very special pageant night, there will be some 30 Miss Americas from previous years to cheer her on, including the first Miss America to be seen on television, Lee Merriweather.
This is the 30th live telecast of the Miss America pageant, so it's a double celebration, a television milestone and the return of Miss America pageant winners representing the past 50 years.
What are they doing now? What do they look like? You'll see. I'm Debbie Maffett, Miss America 1983. Who will it be for 1984?
The brightest spot on the Atlantic coast, the fastest growing resort city in America, new dazzling Atlantic City, where a romantic past meets a fabulous today. Exciting Atlantic City, where the ultimate in star entertainment attracts 25 million people a year. The home of the Miss America pageant has new spirit, new people, here to see the all-American pageant that started it all over a half-century ago. Now, live from Convention Hall in Atlantic City, the Miss America pageant. With Gary Collins. Miss America 1981, Susan Powell. Miss California 1979, Deanna Fogarty. Special guests, Miss America's representing 50 fabulous years of pageant history and starring the 50 1983 state representatives ready to go for it all.
Go for it! Go for it! Go for it! Go for it! You gotta go for it! Go for it! Go for it all!
The 1983 Miss America pageant is brought to you live by Gillette, makers of Bare Elegance, the moisturizing body shampoo that works with the warmth of your shower to clean and moisturize your skin. And by McDonald's, where it's fun to be together, McDonald's and you. And by the Nestle Company, Nestle makes the very best. And by American Greetings, the right card for that special person. The 1983 Miss America pageant with Miss America 1981, Susan Powell.
Go for it!
Miss California 1979, Deanna Fogarty.
Go for it!
Len Osser and the Miss America Orchestra.
Go for it!
30 Miss Americas who made the pageant world famous.
Go for it!
The Miss America Dancers.
Go for it! Go for it! Go for it! It's that time again. There's that mountain to climb again. The challenge is there. The prize is yours if you dare. And you know, yes you know, you're gonna go for it, go for it, go for it all.
Look ahead of you and watch the sun come breaking through. Hey, it's a brass ring, that lucid shining thing. And you know, yes you know,
You gotta go for it, go for it, go for it all.
still you've got to be willing to risk a fall. Just on the chance you can have it all. The crown you've been reaching for. The star on that dressing room door.
And now, a man who knows what it takes to get a star on his dressing room door, our master of
you know.
You're gonna go for it, go for it, go for it all.
It's your chance, so don't waste it.
It's so close, you can taste it.
So go, 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 go for it all. All,
Thank you very much and good evening. The Miss America pageant's come a long way in its 63 years. It's more than just a television show. It's really live coverage of the finals of a major competition that's been going on all week here in Atlantic City. Now, there's tremendous excitement here, especially with 30 Miss Americas returning to the place where it happened for them, and where tonight that same magic will happen for another young woman. In less than 2 hours, her life will change dramatically. Now, since we last appeared in this hall, thousands of dedicated people in local and state pageants have been working all year round to send to us to present to you the finest representatives of every state. So tonight, we take a nostalgic trip into the past and look into a very bright future. When each of these young women left her home state, she was inspired to go for it. And that's just what they're going to do, starting here, starting now. So let's meet them. From Miss Alabama to Miss Wyoming, our official state representatives. One of them will be Miss America 1984. Miss Alabama, Pam Battles.
My state pageant was held in Birmingham.
Miss Alaska, Jennifer Smith.
My state pageant was held in Anchorage.
Miss Arizona, Jenny Nichols.
My state pageant was held in Yuma.
Miss Arkansas, Regina Hopper.
My state pageant was held in Hot Springs.
Miss California, Shari Ann Moscow.
My state pageant was held in Santa Cruz.
Miss Colorado, Melanie Ann Scott.
My state pageant was held in Denver.
Miss Connecticut, Dakita Vanderberg.
My state pageant was held in New Britain.
Miss Delaware, Tammy Copeland.
My state pageant was held in Rehoboth Beach.
Miss Florida, Kimberly Boyce.
My state pageant was held in Orlando.
Miss Georgia, Tammy Bullwider.
My state pageant is held in Columbus.
Miss Hawaii, Wendy Sue Nelson.
My state pageant was held in Honolulu.
Miss Idaho, Elaine Pack.
My state pageant was held in Boise.
Miss Illinois, Becky Bush.
My state pageant was held in Elgin.
Miss Indiana, Mary Therese Schultz.
My state pageant was held in Michigan City.
Miss Iowa, Carrie Lynn Nussel.
My state pageant was held in Davenport.
Miss Kansas, Laura Lynn Waters.
My state pageant was held in Bragg.
Miss Kentucky, Lynn Whitney Thompson.
My state pageant was held in Louisville.
Miss Louisiana, Miriam Gauthier.
My state pageant was held in Monroe.
Miss Maine, Brenda Jean Theriault.
My state pageant was held in Brewer.
Miss Maryland, Amy Elizabeth Keys.
My state pageant was held in Hagerstown.
Miss Massachusetts, Holly Mayer.
My state pageant was held in New Bedford.
Miss Michigan, Denise Renee Gaiman.
My state pageant was held in Muskegon.
Miss Minnesota, Vicki Plaster.
My state pageant was held in Austin.
Miss Mississippi, Wanda Gale Getty.
My state pageant was held in Vicksburg.
Miss Missouri, Barbara Webster.
My state pageant was held in Mexico.
Miss Montana, Lori Christine Nelson.
My state pageant was held in Billings.
Miss Nebraska, Kristen Lee Lowenberg.
My state pageant was held in Fremont.
Miss Nevada, Kim Pacini.
My state pageant was held in Reno.
Miss New Hampshire, Monica Jean Restales.
My state pageant was held in Manchester.
Miss New Jersey, Suzette Charles.
My state pageant was held in Cherry Hill.
Miss New Mexico, May Therese Shanley.
My state pageant was held in Hobbs.
Miss New York, Vanessa Williams.
My state pageant was held in Watertown.
Miss North Carolina, Deneen Graham.
My state pageant was held in Raleigh.
Miss North Dakota, Phyllis Hankey.
My state pageant was held in Minot.
Miss Ohio, Pamela Helene Regas.
My state
Garcia.
My state pageant was held in Greenville.
Miss South Dakota, LaRonda Lundeen.
My state pageant was held in Hot Springs.
Miss Tennessee, Moira Alice Kay.
My state pageant was held in Jackson.
Miss Texas, Dana Rogers.
My state pageant was held in Fort Worth.
Miss Utah, Lynn Lambert.
My state pageant was held in Orem.
Miss Vermont, Juliet Ann Lambert.
My state pageant was held in Middlebury.
Miss Virginia, Lisa Aliff.
My state pageant was held in Roanoke.
Miss Washington, Jennifer Lee Havlin.
My state pageant was held in Vancouver.
Miss West Virginia, Andrea Lynn Patrick.
My state pageant was held in Clarksburg.
Miss Wisconsin, Wendy Lynn Wagner.
My state pageant was held in Oshkosh.
And Miss Wyoming, Heather Wallace.
My state pageant was held in Cheyenne.
Our official Miss America state representatives for 1983. Let's give them a live Atlantic City welcome. 10 of the young women you have just seen will be our 1983 finalists. We'll meet them in a few moments.
You're just one step away from soft skin all over with Bare Elegance. Watch.
I'd like to introduce you to Bare Elegance, the one-step moisturizing body shampoo. With Bare Elegance, you don't have to step into the shower to get clean, then step out of the shower to moisturize. Bare Elegance does it all. It works with the heat of the shower to wash in moisture and wash away dryness. So you don't need soap anymore, and you don't need moisturizers anymore. All you need to feel soft and smooth is Bare Elegance. Bare Elegance. It's all you need in the shower.
McNugget Mania After Dark. Night falls, and across the nation, McDonald's Chicken McNuggets take on a whole new meaning.
Dinner!
Now, McDonald's introduces the new, even bigger McNuggets 20-piece size. 20 chunks of tender, delicious, boneless chicken cooked to a golden brown. 3 of 4 deliciously dippable sauces. McNuggets enough for dinner by candlelight, moonlight, even flashlight.
McNuggets, McDonald's and you.
You've met all our 50 Miss America contestants. Now, each started at a local pageant, then moved on to and won the state competition. Now they're here. This week on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday nights on this stage, all of them were judged in evening gown, swimsuit, and talent competitions. And all during the week, each Miss America candidate met individually with our panel of judges. Each contestant was scored on personality, intellect, charm, and poise. Points were awarded in every competition. After the judging, all the points were added up, and the 10 women who accumulated the greatest number of points became our top 10 finalists. Simple as that. I'd like you to meet them. They are Suzette Charles, Miss New Jersey. Dana Rogers, Miss Texas. Lynn Whitney Thompson, Miss Kentucky. Barbara Webster, Miss Missouri. Pamela Helene Regas, Miss Ohio. Wanda Gale Getty, Miss Mississippi. Kristen Lee Lowenberg, Miss Nebraska. Kimberly Boyce, Miss Florida. Vanessa Williams, Miss New York. There they are, ladies and gentlemen, our top 10 finalists. One of them will become the next Miss America. At the opening of tonight's show, you caught a glimpse of Miss America 1955, a woman who's justly proud of her two daughters, Leslie, an artist, and Kyle, an actress. After the pageant, this Miss America starts rehearsing Anthony Zerbe's play, The Seduction of Shakespeare, to tour the U.S. and Canada. Let's welcome Miss America 1955, the co-star of TV's Barnaby Jones, Lee Merriweather.
Thank you. Oh, this is a very special night for us and for the entire pageant family. It's like loved ones returning home. It was right here that each of us was crowned Miss America and had our moment of history on this famous runway. We haven't forgotten, and hopefully neither of you. I'll bet that just about everyone here tonight has a special memory of a special year when a very special Miss America was crowned. You remember, where you were, what you were doing. Everyone has a special year, and these ladies will bring back, I'm sure, a rush of memories for all of us. The Miss America Parade. Elizabeth Ward, Miss America 1982. Elizabeth's now living in New York with husband John Birmingham. She is presently with Prestige Models and is pursuing an acting career as well. Susan Powell, Miss America 1981. Susan's busy with a career in opera and musical theater. She tours the nation in major stage productions while continuing her vocal studies. Cheryl Pruitt Blackwood, Miss America 1980. A performer of Christian music, Cheryl has just completed her second album and has 2 singles on the Christian charts. Kylene Barker Brandon, Miss America 1979. Kylene owns D. Kylene, a fashion boutique in Palm Beach, Florida. She has just released a new exercise album and is writing a book. Susan Perkins Botsford, Miss America 1978. Susan's pursuing a career in entertainment. She hosted last year's Miss America television special. She and her husband Alan live in San Francisco. Dorothy Benham Anderson, Miss America 1977. Wife of Russ Anderson, a professional hockey player with the Los Angeles Kings. Mother of 2, she continues to perform around the country and enjoys a career in TV and music. Tawny Godin Schneider, well, I'm afraid Tawny missed her plane. We'll miss her this evening. Dr. Shirley Cawthron Barrett, Miss America 1975. She travels as a national Christian speaker in churches, conferences, and televised ministries. She and her husband Richard are the parents of 3-year-old David and 5-month-old Julia. Rebecca King Dreeman, Miss America 1974. A 1977 graduate of the University of Denver College of Law, Becky's currently the Director of Public Affairs for a public transportation agency in Denver. Lori Lee Schaefer, Miss America 1972. Seen often on network television and national commercials, also as a headliner across the nation in major musical stage productions. Judy Ford Johnson, Miss America 1969. Formerly a member of the Presidential Council on Physical Fitness, she now works for the Water Quality Association. She and husband Ed have 2 sons, Brad and Brian. Jane Giroux Robinson, Miss America 1967. Jane anchors the 6 and 10 p.m. newscasts at KXAS in Dallas-Fort Worth. Married to Wayne, their children are Tyler, Brett, and Laura. Debbie Bryan Purge, Miss America 1966. She says, I'm foremost a wife and mother. Married to Phoenix auto dealer Brent Burge. They have 5 children, Kristen, Brock, Bryant, Bridget, and Brent. Vonda Van Dyke Scotes, Miss America 1965. Ventriloquist, gospel singer, and mother of 4-year-old Bandy. She has recorded 4 albums and written 5 books. Donna Axum, Miss America 1964. Donna is a national professional speaker, author of 2 books, and the president of her own company, Donna Axum's Total Image. She is the mother of Lisa and Gus Mutcher. Jacqueline Mayer Townsend, Miss America 1963. Jacqueline is motivational, inspirational singer. She and her husband, John, raise standard-bred horses. They have 2 children, Bill and Kelly. Maria Beale Fletcher, Miss America 1962. A songwriter, her first gospel album, written with her husband, Dr. Jim Grodin, has just been released. They are the parents of daughter Robin and son Jim. Nancy Fleming Lang, Miss America 1961. Host of the Cable Health Network program, A Whole New You, married to radio and television personality Jim Lang. Nancy's the mother of Ingrid and Steg. Linda Lee Mead Shea, Miss America 1960. The director of the Memphis Development Foundation, wife of Dr. John Shea. Their children are Paul, Susanna, and Peter. Marianne Mobley Collins, Miss America 1959. Actress, singer, mother of 14-year-old Mary Clancy Collins. She's just returned from her second trip into Cambodia filming a documentary. She's very close to the pageant MC, I understand. In fact, they've been married for 16 years. Marilyn Vandiver Adler, Miss America 1958. Marilyn was selected as the Outstanding Woman Speaker in America and is the only woman to receive the Speakers Hall of Fame Award. She has produced 23 motivational films. Daughter Jennifer is 12. Marilyn McKnight Conway, Miss America 1957. A spokesperson in advertising who combines public relations with volunteer charity fundraising. She and her husband Gary have 2 children, Kathleen and Gareth. Sharon K. Ritchie, Miss America 1956. Sharon works in television in New York City. She's the mother of Sean and Stephen Cherry, and they're Manhattanites. Sharon K. is a trustee of the Boy Scouts. Evelyn A. Saint-Pierre, Miss America 1954. Lecturer, she is on the board of directors of the Mary Drexel Nursing Home in Pennsylvania. Married 29 years to Carl. They're parents of 2 daughters, Carlin and Stacy. Neva Langley Fickling, Miss America 1953. Among her many service activities, she is member of the Georgia Council of the Arts and Humanities. Married to William Fickling, their children are William III, Jane, Julia, and Roy. B.B. Shop Waring, Miss America 1948. Married 29 years to Bayard Waring. They have 4 wonderful daughters. She still performs on her vibroharp and plays percussion with the Cape Ann Symphony. Jean Bartell Hogue, Miss America 1943, has never stopped singing. She travels extensively and has her own international consultant company for television, films, and travel. Marilyn Mesky Rogers, Miss America 1938. Lawn bowling, aerobic dancing, and playing bridge and piano take up some of Marilyn's time in Florida. When she's not traveling overseas, she has 4 grandchildren. Marion Bergeron McKnight, Miss America 1933. Marion and her Dr. Howard spend the winter managing their own hotel on the Florida Gulf. She has 5 granddaughters in Vermont.
Thank you, Lee. And now, our reigning Miss America, Debbie Maffitt, Miss America 1983.
Miss America, you're beautiful, with a kind of beauty that is unsurpassed. Miss America, you're beautiful, with a loveliness within that's bound to last. You walked out of your dreams into our waiting hearts. Now as the music starts, you'll know it's for you. Miss America, you're beautiful, with a special role to play. Every road along the way will be your runway. Miss America.
What a great reunion. Never before so many Miss Americas on this stage. Weren't they great?
Excuse me, but there's something bothering me.
Yeah?
Aren't all the ladies lovely?
Honey, they are beautiful. You know, y'all could still compete.
Well, it was a moment I'll never forget, but I don't think I could go through it again.
Well, I'll tell you what, there are 50 young women here tonight who are looking forward to it. And earlier tonight, we had talked about the points that have been adding up for all the 50 contestants during this exciting week. The points that decide the top 10 finalists. Now, you've been through it. You know what goes on.
Oh, and I'll never forget that meeting with the judges. You know, I think that that's probably one of the most important elements in the entire voting scheme.
But now, it seems all the points that the contestants, the top 10, have accumulated, that's history.
Tonight, we start all over, and we only refer to those votes in case of a tie.
So, from this moment on...
From this moment on...
I thought you weren't going to compete anymore.
Sorry.
From this moment on, you'll see everything live just as the judges see it. No one, not even the judges themselves, will know the name of the new Miss America until tonight's final points are added up at the end of this telecast. So I think we should meet the judges.
So carry on, Mr.
Thank
Collins.
you, Mrs. Collins.
It's still not right.
I'll fix it later. Let's meet. I like her too. Let's meet the 8 people who have given so much of their time and personal effort all week to the Miss America pageant. Our thanks to poet, author of the bestseller The Sound of Solitude, Mr. Rod McEwen. Opera star, actress who first brought great singing to television on Your Show of Shows, Marguerite Piazza. One of the nation's top talent specialists who books and manages the biggest names in country music, Tandy Rice. Singing star, recording artist, a great performer with many hits, Jerry Vale. Television spokesperson, public relations expert, and a returning Miss America of 1957, Marion McKnight Conway. President and creative director of Advertising to Women Incorporated, editor and writer Lois Geraci Ernst. Leading photographer for the top magazines in the world, has authored books of photographs about people, sailing, architecture, Christopher Little. A dance expert, past national president of Dance Masters of America, Jean Mikesell. Thank you all for being with us this week. The first college girl to wear the Miss America crown was from UCLA, Southern California, Miss America 1943, Jean Bartell, and it sparked an idea. Here she is to tell us about it.
When I was crowned, there wasn't nearly enough encouragement to get women into college. So in 1945, the Miss America Scholarship Foundation was created. What began 38 years ago as a $5,000 scholarship has increased to approximately $2.5 million in scholarships this year. Yes, they deserve it. To date, nearly $30 million in scholarships have been awarded at local, state, and national pageants. The Miss America pageant is the single largest private source for scholarships for women in the United States.
Thank you. 30 million. That's a lot of tuition, and it doesn't stop there. We're ready to begin the evening gown competition right after this.
And we're going to see our returning Miss America's sing and dance right now. A look at a future Miss America's dreams from American Greetings.
Happy birthday, Jenny. A doll for a doll.
A future Miss America? Hopefully. Because the Miss America pageant provides scholarship money for its contestants. This year, almost $2.5 million overall.
Chemistry set. Are you going to be a chemist, dear?
No, a microbiologist.
Oh.
Little girls with big dreams need scholarship money. That's why American Greetings and the people who sell our cards are happy to help make those dreams come true.
Dry. That's the whole idea behind antiperspirants. But look at their idea of dry. Water, The leading antiperspirant is mostly water. That's not my idea of dry. Dry Idea has almost no water. It goes on feeling dry. Keeps you drier than the leading roll-on solid and spray. The choice, their idea of dry or Dry Idea. It's drier, you're drier.
All these Miss Americas, aren't they wonderful? Each one of them had her own special idea of what it took to become Miss America. But there is one thing they all agree on. There's one special ingredient all Miss Americas must have. I mean, it's just got to be there. What you got to have is...
You gotta have heart. All you really need is heart. When the odds are saying you'll never win, that's when the grin should start. You gotta have heart. Miles and miles and miles of heart. Oh, it's fine to be a genius, of course, but keep that old horse before the cart. First, you gotta have heart.
And if you're in the business of writing hit songs, you got to have heart, too. Heart in your work and heart in the title. The biggest songs this year have been heart songs. Hearts that hurt, hearts that love. So let's get to the heart of the matter.
My mouth is dry. My legs are weak. I'm thinking this 'cause I can't speak. I'm looking at you, looking at me. You must think that I'm just crazy. If you only knew what you're putting me through. There's that heart attack. You're giving me a heart attack. A heart attack. You're giving me a heart attack.
I get to the morning and you never call. Love should be everything or not at all. And it don't matter whatever you do. I made a life out of loving you. Only to find any dream that I follow is dying. I'm crying in the rain. I could be searching my world for a love everlasting, feeling no pain. When will we meet again? Why do you have to be a heartbreaker? Is it a lesson that I never knew? Got to get out of the spell that I'm under. My love for you, my love for you.
I just made a friend. A friend is someone you need. But now that he had to go away, I still feel the words that he might say. Turn on your hot light. Let it shine wherever you go. Let it make a happy glow for all the world to see. Turn on your hot light in the middle of a young girl's dream. Don't wake me up too soon. Gonna take a ride across the moon, you and me.
Dark city streets twist and moan in the heat as night descends.
Here's how to put a silky hold on your hair. Mink Difference Hairspray.
How does she do it? Her hair always looks its best.
The difference is mink.
How does she do it? Her hair looks so silky, so different from the rest.
The difference is mink.
Mink Difference Hairspray really holds your hair in style. Enriched with precious mink oil, it holds hair beautifully and gives it the silky feeling of mink.
How could you give your hair anything less?
Mink Difference Hairspray.
I remember when, little sister, you were 2, I was 10. Baby sister, you tried desperately for attention from me. Would you settle for a French fry for now? Little baby sister of mine.
You grew up together, McDonald's and you grew and you grew and you grew.
You were just a me too, tag along, tomboy making a scene. Then I turned around and found a homecoming queen. Little sister, you know I'm gonna miss her, 'cause we grew up together.
McDonald's and you.
When we return to the Miss America pageant, you'll see the top 10 finalists in evening gowns. Then the talent competition will begin. So don't go away. We'll be back after station identification.
Sam Elliott, Susan Ansbach, and Sybil Shepherd star in a saga of 2 women who yearn for the same man.
Skipping right to dessert?
Oh, just the appetizer. Women who will do anything to keep him.
How well do you know Chance? We were together for the first time last night.
The romance, the rage, the revenge. The Yellow Rose coming Sunday, October 2nd.
The stars are out, and you can find them on Star Search tomorrow at 6 on KTSM TV Channel 9. Michael Knight aids a beautiful young lawyer in trouble on Knight Rider tomorrow at 7 on 9.
From hot air balloons to livestock contests at the Iowa State Fair to the Kentucky Derby, see America's winners in the best of everything Sunday night at 8 on Channel 9.
Play Cars and Cash, the new game from your Coca-Cola bottler. Peel a car, and you could win an '83 Chevy Camaro in a local drawing. Peel cash and win up to $1,000 instantly. Winning can be as easy as opening a Coke. Look for the Camaro on tops of bottles and cans. Pick up a Coke. Pick up a winner. Coke is it.
Also available for Diet Coke, Tab, and Sprite.
KTSM News Radio has the best of what you want in radio. Our announcers are the best known in the El Paso Southwest. Professional people like Joe Pierce in the mornings, Ted Bender with Open Mic, Bill Blair in midday, Bob Baker with afternoon telephone talk, and Judd Milton for your afternoon drive home. The very best in the El Paso Southwest. There's more, but we suggest you listen and prove to yourself. News Radio 1380, the only game in town when it comes to news and information radio 24 hours a day.
Evening gown, swimsuit, and talent. Beginning with our 10 finalists in evening gowns. Miss New Jersey, Suzette Charles.
Good evening. I'm a junior at Temple University, majoring in theater. My ambition is to reach the pinnacle of success in the field of entertainment. Thank you.
Miss Texas, Dana Rogers.
is one I eagerly accepted, and I constantly seek that goal through the use of my pageant scholarships.
Miss Kentucky, Lynn Whitney Thompson.
I've studied the science of sending messages electronically through a degree in telecommunications from the University of Kentucky.
Miss Missouri, Barbara Webster.
The thrill of performing on the Grand Ole Opry is second only to performing on this stage. I'm a 21-year-old senior at Central Missouri State University, majoring in marketing.
Miss Ohio, Pamela Helene Regas.
This past year, I was a first-year law student at the University of Cincinnati College of Law. My plans for the future include obtaining my law degree and pursuing my interest in politics.
Miss Mississippi, Wanda Gale Getty.
As a graduate of William Carey College with a degree in biological illustration, I am now obtaining a second degree in communications in order to work in a promotional capacity for the performing arts.
Miss Nebraska, Kristen Lee Lowenberg.
I'm a junior at the University of Nebraska, majoring in broadcast journalism. Because it's a happy combination of the things I like best, people and performance.
Miss Florida, Kimberly Boyce.
Having sung gospel music with my family has encouraged me to pursue a career in contemporary Christian music and television. I'm a 22-year-old broadcasting major at the University of South Florida.
Miss Alabama, Pam Battles.
math major, I may one day design a future space shuttle. And as a music major, I will also be able to supply the piped-in music.
And Miss New York, Vanessa Williams.
I'm 20 years old and presently a junior at Syracuse University, majoring in musical theater. Through hard work and perseverance, I hope to make my dream of a successful career on the Broadway stage come true.
Ladies and gentlemen, our top 10 finalists in the evening gown competition.
A high-kicking, soul-stirring, big-time salute to our own big band, the best band in the land. Life has many special moments, and times like these are made for taster's choice.
Joan? Joan? What's wrong?
Well, I was just thinking how great everything is. My life and you and the kids. I want it to last.
I'll make us some coffee.
Times like these are made for taster's choice.
The soft, rich flavor of Taster's Choice Decaffeinated, using only natural decaffeinators from the bean itself for your best coffee times.
An American Greetings friendship card. A little humor, a bit of warmth can bring your thoughts together even though you're miles away.
Marty, you reading that card again?
Yeah.
Can I read it?
No.
Can I have the envelope?
American Greetings, the right card for that special person.
Deanna Fogarty's made a lot of friends in the music business. And here with an assist from the Miss America dancers, she's going to tell us who they are and why she loves them so.
Hear that music playing. Listen to what it's saying. Throughout the years, I've made a lot of friends. Many become famous. Most of them go nameless. But I dedicate this song to all of them. I've sung with the best, and I've had it all. I've gone from neighborhood saloons to Carnegie Hall. I've been down and out, and I've been in demand. But I wouldn't have made it without them. Here's to the band. Those magical notes, those musical pearls. I've sung with all the counts, the dukes, the kings, and the earls. And the experience, I have to say, was grand. Oh, I wouldn't have made it without them. Here's to the band. Feet swinging. On the strings singing. Trombones start at the ground and reach for the top. To have such a wonderful career, I just gotta stop and turn around to thank everyone that sits on that stage. 'Cause I wouldn't have made it without them. Here's to the band. Here's to all ladies and a gentleman. Here's to the F.O.M. I wouldn't have made it without them. Here's to the band. Here's to the
The talent portion of the Miss America pageant is a very important part of the judging process. And from the standpoint of sheer entertainment, we have an outstanding show. Love songwriters love rain. It's so symbolic of turbulent times, tears, and sadness. This year's tribute to the elements is a song called Kiss Me in the Rain, and here's Suzette Charles, Miss New Jersey.
I remember sitting on the front steps, just feeling the softness of a warm summer rain. I see the reflections of my mind, all the sadness, all the pain. Visions of yesterday, how fast they slip away. And though my dreams have come and gone, with one wish I can say, kiss me in the rain, make me feel a child again, bring back all those memories, kiss me in the rain, and make me feel like a child again, with that feeling that I get. I don't even mind if I get old. Kiss me in the rain, make me feel like a child again. Just bring back all those
forget that marvelous Elvis Presley medley, American Trilogy. We're going to be able to hear it again tonight, sung by Dana Rogers, Miss Texas.
Oh, I wish I was in the land of cotton. Old times there are not forgotten. Look away, look away, look away, Dixieland, Dixieland. That's where I was born. Early, Lord, one frosty morning. Look away, look away, look away, Dixieland. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching on. So hush, little baby, don't you cry. You know your daddy's bound to die. But all my trials, Lord, soon be over. Glory, glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching on. His truth is marching on, marching on.
Just ahead, performances by Miss Kentucky and Miss Missouri, and our talent competition continues. Now, listen to a tune about an all-time favorite at McDonald's.
Here comes the all-time favorite on a sesame seed bun. He's McDonald's Big Mac. He's always been number one.
He's the leader of the pack. McDonald's Great Big Mac.
Two pure beef patties, lettuce, pickles going in. Special sauce is a hit. Gotta give him a spin. Mellow cheese melting down, down. He's at the top of the charts, all over town.
Leader of the pack, Big Mac. McDonald's and you.
I'm taking a happy birthday to Pittsburgh, PA.
Amy Miller doesn't know a soul in Peoria. I'm taking her some love. I'm going.
Here you are, Ep.
American Greetings announces Care Bears, loving little creatures who express the warm human feelings human beings can't always find the words for.
He misses me already.
American Greetings, the right card for that special person.
Charles Aznavour has been looking back in time for decades, but he never seems to age, and neither do his songs. Here's one of his best, Yesterday When I Was Young, sung by young Lynn Whitney Thompson, Miss Kentucky.
Yesterday, when I was young, the taste of life was sweet as rain upon my tongue. I teased at life as if it were a foolish game. The way the evening breeze may tease a candle flame. The thousand dreams I dreamed emptiness beyond. Yesterday, when I was young, so many happy songs were waiting to be sung. So many wayward pleasures lay in store for me, and so much pain my dazzled eyes refused to see. I ran so fast the time, and youth at last ran out. I never stopped to think what life was all about, and every conversation I can now recall concerned itself with me and nothing else at all. Yesterday, when I was young.
Lynn Whitney Thompson, Miss Kentucky. I'll bet there's not a trivia expert anywhere who can name the big hit of 1855. Well, we're about to hear a violin version of it right now in a medley. Listen to the Mockingbird, coupled with Orange Blossom Special. Here's Barbara Webster, Miss Missouri.
In less than an hour, we'll have a new Miss America. Special moments call for special coffee. Things like these are made from Taster's Choice.
I've made up my mind.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
But
Why don't you make me some coffee?
Times like these are made for taster's choice.
Soft as the moment, rich as the feeling. Only Taster's Choice has the soft, rich flavors so right for your best coffee times.
Dress by McFadden. Necklace by Cartier. Hair by Silkians. Because you were meant for the finer things in life. Hairspray that lets hair move. Conditioners that go only where you need it. Shampoo that leaves your hair clean and rich, actually sensing where your hair is dry. The scientific wonders of Silkians. Shoes by Jordan. Hair by Silkians. Because you were meant for the finer things in life.
Is coming to you live from Convention Hall in Atlantic City. We'll be right back with more excitement after station identification.
Miss America, glamour, travel, show business. Does the reality live up to the dream? A revealing portrait of Deborah Sue Maffitt, Sunday on First Camera.
It's NBC Week with Hope and Burns back-to-back for 3 great hours of comedy, music, and stars like Ann Margaret, Kenny Rogers, and Bernadette Peters.
Be there Monday.
From the Kentucky Derby to hot air balloon races, it's the best of everything. Tomorrow at 8 on 9.
From hot air balloons to livestock contests at the Iowa State Fair to the Kentucky Derby, see America's winners in the best of everything, Sunday night at 8 on Channel 9.
The Tony Lama factory stores in El Paso and Las Cruces have Western wear to fit any lifestyle. You do more than save on boots during the Tony Lama sale days. Get special savings on men's Western cords, $13.95. Sale prices on men's knit shirts, 2 styles, only $12.95. Hey, hold on there. Of course you save on world-famous boots from $69.95. Exotics from $99. Come on and save during Tony Lama sale days at the Tony Lama factory stores, El Paso and Las Cruces.
You know, Safeway's got great values, plus a lot of extras.
Excuse me, do you have these diapers?
Yes, ma'am, over in aisle 15. At Safeway, we mark the prices right on the item where you can see them.
Yeah, I like that.
Why, thank you, young man.
We bag your groceries and carry them out if you need it. A lot of extras.
Safeway's got it all.
Safeway, America's favorite food store.
We're back live in Atlantic City with the 1983 Miss America pageant, and our talent competition continues with the swimsuit competition to follow. And after that, a new Miss America will be crowned. So there's a lot more suspense and excitement. Here again is Gary Collins.
There's a show business expression that says, when things go really wrong and deep depression sets in, don't let it show. Shine it on. Here she is to sing that song from the act, Pamela Helene Regas, Miss Ohio.
Yeah. All right. Oh, wow. Drizzly day comes your way. Shine it on. Morning news brings the blues. Shine it on. Just dismiss it, boo, and hiss it, bracket and parenthesis it. That's the way you shine it on. Though you've spent next month's rent, shine it on. Bank book shows only O's, shine it on. Don't outguess it, just finesse it. If you really want to dispossess it, settle back and shine it on. Shine it on. Turn your back, friends attack, shine it on. Won't indulge, still you bold, shine it on. Don't deploy it, just ignore it. If you really want to out the door, just kick back and shine it on. cash. Bet your money on the losing team. Shine it on. You buy the house, but you bust the seam. Shine it on. You ride the freeway and you get a flat. Shine it on. He drew 4 races while you sat pat. Shine it on. Your perfect husband is a perfect louse. You get the children, he gets the house. Some dumb computer turns your power off. You give up smoking, but you keep the cough. If you want to feel amelioration, when you spot the spine on some porcupine, brush it off and shine it. On.
Pamela Helene Regas, Miss Ohio. Vincent Youmans turned out this song 54 years ago for a show called Great Day. 1929, and the country really needed a good love ballad. They got one called More Than You Know. Here's Wanda Gale Getty, Miss Mississippi.
So lately I find you're on my mind more than you know. Whether you're right, whether you're wrong, man of my heart, I'll string along. You need me so, more than you'll ever know. Loving you the way that I do, there's nothing I can do about it. Loving may be all you can give, but honey, I can live without it. If you got tired and said goodbye, then I'd show more than you'll
Wanda Gale Getty, Miss Mississippi.
Miss Nebraska and Miss Florida are ready to meet you and our judges when the talent competition continues. And now, 2 law officers in hot pursuit, brought to you by McDonald's.
For 15 years, they followed his track. A big lean guy they called Big Mac.
He's the leader of the pack.
Let's get him.
McDonald's Great Big Mac.
Pure lean beef, special sauce and cheese, pickles and onions.
Big Mac, please.
They're fresh off the grill, 7 stories tall. He's the most wanted of them all.
Leader of the pack, Big Mac. McDonald's and you.
You wanna be a model, it's a nervous time for you. You're feeling so tense, but frame after frame, your style is coming through. Soft and dry roll-on will help hide when you're nervous inside.
Now Soft and Dry Roll-On has a special dry formula that dries super fast to fight nervous perspiration better than the leader.
Soft and dry roll-on will help hide when you're nervous inside.
If ever a movie had a perfect title, it was Flashdance. New, exciting, and the dancing won terrific reviews. We expect this young lady will too as we watch Flashdance, What a Feeling, by Kristen Lee Lowenberg, Miss Nebraska.
When there's nothing but a slow glowing dream that your fear seems to hide deep inside your mind. All alone I have cried silent tears full of pride in a world made of steel, made of stone. Where I hear the music, close my eyes, feel the rhythm, wrap around, take a hold of my heart. What a feeling, keeps believing. I can't have it all now, I'm dancing for my life. Take your passion and make it happen. It just come alive, you can dance right through your life. Now I hear the music, close my eyes, I am rhythm. In a flash, it takes hold of my heart. What a feeling, keeps believing. I can't have it all now, I'm dancing for my life. Take your passion and make it happen. It just come alive, now I'm dancing through my life. What a feeling.
Miss Nebraska. Whatever the show, The Wizard of Oz or the Muppet movie, it's always nice to have a rainbow song. And if one rainbow makes a great ballad, a medley should be twice as nice. Here putting over the rainbow with The Rainbow Connection is Kimberly Boyce, Miss Florida.
Why are there so many songs about rainbows? And what's on the other side? Rainbows are visions, but only Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I've heard of so many times in my voice. Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where my troubles melt like lemon drops, way above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me. Little bluebirds fly, birds fly over the rainbow. Why, oh why can't I? Somewhere over the rainbow, little bluebirds birds fly over the rainbow. Someday, so will I. So Only 2 performances to go before the swimsuit competition. Miss Alabama and Miss New York. Watch as twins discover the nice reason Mom bakes their favorites, Nestle Toll House cookies.
I have a twin named Tim. I used to think Mom made us Nestle Toll House cookies on days when Tim made his bed and I took the dog Tess for a walk. But one day, Tim's bed was a mess, and I forgot Tess. And we got the world's best cookies anyway. I asked Mom. She says she bakes them just because Tim's Tim and I'm Jim. Except she pointed to Tim and said Jim.
Only Nestle Toll House morsels and the original recipe make Toll House cookies the best. The best you can bake.
I'd like to introduce you to Bare Elegance, the one-step moisturizing body shampoo. With Bare Elegance, you don't have to step into the shower to get clean, then step out of the shower to moisturize. Bare Elegance does it all. It works with the heat of the shower to wash in moisture and wash away dryness. So you don't need soap anymore, and you don't need moisturizers anymore. All you need to feel soft and smooth is Bare Elegance. Bare Elegance. It's all you need in the shower.
A man who changed the image of popular music in America and made the whole world sing was George Gershwin. His instrument was the piano, and that's where his music sounds best. Here with a Gershwin piano medley is Pam Battle's Miss Alabama. 1929 was not a very good year. The stock market crashed, banks were closed. We were headed for the breadlines. But being Americans, the hit song of that year was Happy Days Are Here Again. Here to reprise that song on a truly happy night, Vanessa Williams, Miss New York.
So long, sad times, go long, bad times. We are rid of you at last. Howdy, gay times, cloudy, gray times. You are now a thing of the past. Happy days are here again. The skies above are clear again. So let's sing a song of cheer again. Happy days are here again. All together, shouting, now there's no one who can doubt it now. So let's tell the world about it now. Happy days are here again. Your cares and troubles are gone. There'll be no more from now on. From now on. Happy days are here again. The skies above are clear again. So let's sing a song of cheer again. Happy times, happy nights, happy days are here again. Yes, they're here again.
Vanessa Williams, Miss New York.
The Miss America dancers will dance close to the fire as we go into our swimsuit competition. Now watch, because you were meant for the finer things in life. You were meant for Silkians.
Dress by McFadden. Necklace by Cartier. Hair by Silkians. Because you were meant for the finer things in life. Hairspray that lets hair move. Conditioners that go only where you need it. Shampoo that leaves your hair clean and rich, actually sensing where your hair is dry. The scientific wonders of Silkians. Shoes by Jordan. Hair by Silkians. Because you were meant for the finer things in life.
Been wondering what made Grandma bake her great Nestle Toll House cookies. Was it when Matt and I'd clean up the yard? Yes. But sometimes we'd forget the yard, and we'd get the world's best cookies anyway. Finally asked her. She said it's nothing we did, just that we are. With that in mind, Matt and I are just gonna sit around and wait for those Toll House cookies.
Only Nestle Toll House morsels and the original recipe make Toll House cookies the best. The best you can bake.
An American Greetings friendship card. A little humor, a bit of warmth can bring your thoughts together even though you're miles away.
Marty, you reading that card again?
Yeah.
Can I read it?
No.
Can I have the envelope?
American Greetings, the right card for that special person.
The music's from Staying Alive, and here's Susan Powell and the Miss America Dancers. We just call this number Dance.
It's a world of danger, where lovers often become strangers in a hungry jungle. It's tough keeping out of trouble. Somehow we seem to make it through. We dance so close to the fire. Never a net under the wire. Step by step, higher and higher. So close to the fire. It's an ancient story. It's a classic bound for glory. And we'll keep playing lovers. Now when the show will run forever. Through shooting stars above the flame. We dance so close to the fire. Never regret the fate of the flyer. Step by step, higher and higher. Dancing. Dancing. We dance so close to the fire. Never a net under the wire. Step by step, higher and higher. Dancing so close. Dancing so close to the fire.
You've seen our finalists in evening gowns. This brings us to our final competition, after which all the points will be totaled and a new Miss America will be crowned. Now, our Miss America finalist in swimsuit with a brief glimpse of those important interviews with the judges earlier this week. Miss New Jersey, Suzette Charles.
Music is the understandable language now, and we need communication, especially in a world now where we're striving for world peace.
Miss Texas, Dana Rogers.
My brothers helped raise me because they're all 5 to 8 years older. And I just learned that having a family with members that love you and care for you, you're not going to have any problems raising your own children.
Kentucky, Lynn Whitney Thompson.
I'm not an activist, but I do believe in feminism, and I believe in the movement. I think it's wonderful that people like Christine Craft can enforce discriminatory laws.
Miss Missouri, Barbara Webster.
I think we need to be proud of our country, and we need to stand by our country and unite as one. We cannot solve any problems in this country if we are divided. We must stand together and not be divided.
Miss Ohio, Pamela Helene Regas.
Actually, I'm a very energetic person, and I love athletics, and I started the first women's track team down at Troy, Alabama. They didn't have a women's program at the university.
Miss Mississippi, Wanda Gale Getty.
It's so important to look feminine. Don't be afraid to be a woman. Don't be afraid to look good, even if you do have something to say.
Miss Nebraska, Kristen Lee Lowenberg.
I enjoy reading, but truthfully, I have very little time to read novels. But I love to read poetry. I really do.
Miss Florida Kimberly Boyce.
I honestly feel that I have something to give, and that is a genuine love for life and a love for the people of this country that I would love to share with these people.
Miss Alabama Pam Battles.
In Alabama, as well as all across the country, anybody, I believe anybody, can do what they want if they set their mind to it. The opportunity's there, and all they have to do is go for it.
And Miss New York, Vanessa Williams.
I think that it is important for education to be endowed with good financial backing. I believe that the more programs that are available for education, the better the student will ultimately become.
Our top 10 finalists in swimsuit competition.
We're ready for the big finish if you are, and we'll all go for it with an old-fashioned strut. We now present the story of a legend, brought to you by McDonald's.
I met him at McDonald's store. I knew that I'd fall for him. We get the picture. The leader of the pack. McDonald's Great Big Mac.
He was fresh off the grill, pure and lean, a 7-story stack.
We know what you mean. I fell for him the day we met. We'll be together forever. I'm that chicken net, the leader of the pack. Big Mac, McDonald's and you.
You can brighten up a rainy day with the music of Nestle Crunch.
Creamy milk chocolate is the melody.
Chocolatey good, good, good.
Crispy crunchies are the harmony.
Crunchity crunch, crunch, crunch.
The two together are music to much.
I like to take a big bite of that Nestle Crunch.
Bright and lively tickles your tongue.
I like to sink my teeth into some.
Brighten up with music. Nestle Crunch is music.
To your mouth.
They say tempo, my friends. Keep the show moving with a beat. Well, what kind of a beat? You've heard just about all of them tonight. As for me,
I just can't seem to bring myself to rock and roll tonight. The backbeat's much too heavy for what's wrong. Oh, there ain't nobody's blues I've heard to fit my mood just right. There's nothing in my record rack of song.
And there are sometimes I feel like moving my feet. And then sometimes I feel like tapping my toe. Sometimes I'm just in need of a beat. And then sometimes I've just got to let go. And there are sometimes I feel like moving my feet. And then sometimes I feel like tapping my toe. Sometimes I'm just in need of a beat. And then sometimes I've just got to let go. Oh, play me that old-fashioned strut. I'm an old-fashioned nut. Play an old-fashioned strut. For an old-fashioned nut. Get me out of my old-fashioned rut. Please play me an old-fashioned strut. The kind that Jimmy do and deconstruct. Won't you play me that old-fashioned strut? I'm an old-fashioned nut. Play an old-fashioned strut. For the old-fashioned nut. Won't you play me an old-fashioned strut? Get me out of my old-fashioned rut. Please play an old-fashioned strut. The kind that Jimmy do and deconstruct. Please play an old-fashioned strut. It's that time again. There's that mountain to climb again. The challenge is there. The prize is yours if you dare. And you know, yes you know, you gotta go for it, go for it, go for it all. Still you've got to be willing to risk a fall. Just on the chance you can have it all. The crown you've been reaching for. The scar on that dressing room door. There's your cue again. The music plays for you again. You've got the right stuff, so when the going gets tough, well you know, yes you know, you gotta go for it, go for it, go for it all.
Debbie Maffitt is ready to take her final walk as Miss America 1983 and recall a memorable year. But first, if you really want a perm, get the soft and lasting perm. Tony, watch.
If you really want a perm, get a Tony. Real curl, real bounce, real swing, bop, bop. If you really want a perm, get a Tony. Real curl, real bounce, real swing, bop, bop.
If you want it to last,
Tony,
get a real perm.
Tony.
The soft and lasting perm.
If you really want a perm, get a Tony. Real curl, real bounce, real swing.
See how good you can look?
If you really want a perm, get a Tony. Real curl, real bounce, real swing. Tony.
The soft and lasting perm.
Real swing.
I'm taking a happy birthday to Pittsburgh, PA.
Amy Miller doesn't know a soul in Peoria. I'm taking her some love. I'm going.
Peoria. American Greetings announces Care Bears, loving little creatures who express the warm human feelings human beings can't always find the words for.
He misses me already.
American Greetings, the right card for that special person.
You've seen and heard only some of the fine talent that performed on this stage all during the week. Happily for us, there is so much talent in this pageant that the Miss America Scholarship Foundation, again, this year will give special $2,000 scholarship awards to 8 non-finalist talent winners who were selected by our judges from those non-finalists who scored highest in the preliminary talent competition. They are Miss Arkansas, Regina Hopper. Miss Idaho, Elaine Pack. Miss Kansas, Laura Lynn Waters. Miss Louisiana, Miriam Gauchier. Miss Massachusetts, Holly Mayer. Miss Oregon, Stephanie Jill Weimer. Miss Tennessee, Moira Alice Kay. And Miss Utah, Lynn Lambert. The excitement continues as we await the crowning of a new Miss America, but now we've come to that moment of mixed emotions. It's the time when the reign ends for the Miss America who made us all so proud this past year. Debbie Maffett has had a fantastically successful year. She was and is a great Miss America. She's met some of the most famous people in the world. She was a guest in the White House. She performed with Bob Hope. But most important, she met and was seen by millions of Americans who were truly impressed. As she takes her final walk and says goodbye, we'll see just a few of her memories. Ladies and gentlemen, Deborah Maffett, Miss America, 1983.
This is the moment that I have and haven't been looking forward to. And I do have a couple of things I'd like to say. How do I feel? Excited, because it's been a special year. I'm excited about what's around the corner. I've learned a lot of new things this year about myself, about life, and about the media. The media. But I'm a little sad too, because like graduation, this is a goodbye to a phase of my life. To my family, to my friends, to everybody everywhere who's been so kind, this is from the heart. I love you. Thank you.
here's more about a young girl's future from American Greetings.
Happy birthday, Jenny. A doll for a doll.
Future Miss America? Hopefully. Because the Miss America pageant provides scholarship money for its contestants. This year, almost $2.5 million overall.
A chemistry set. Are you going to be a chemist, dear?
No, a microbiologist.
Oh.
Little girls with big dreams need scholarship money. That's why American Greetings and the people who sell our cards are happy to help make those dreams come true.
I wasn't laughing at you. I was...
Don't say it. Why do you put up with me?
Let's go back and have some coffee. This could take some time.
Times like these are made for taster's choice.
Soft as the moment, rich as the feeling. Only Taster's Choice has the soft, rich flavors so right for your best coffee times.
The competitions are completed and the judges have made their final choices. The ballots are being counted, and the question is, which of these beautiful and talented 10 finalists will wear the crown of Miss America 1984? While we're being held in suspense, let's take one last look at our 10 finalists. Susan? Miss New Jersey, Suzette Charles.
Suzette's a junior at Temple University, where she's studying theater and voice. She dreams of a drama degree at Yale and the London Royal Academy.
Dana Rogers, Miss Texas.
Dana is already producing and directing television shows, and after receiving her degree in communications, she'd like to produce major motion pictures.
Miss Kentucky, Lynn Whitney Thompson.
Lynn's an accomplished pianist and dancer. She writes romantic fiction and has done a lot of professional modeling.
Miss Missouri, Barbara Webster.
Barbara's had special violin training for 12 years and played with country groups to symphonies. But despite the call of the bluegrass, she wants a career in sales.
Miss Ohio, Pamela Helene Regas.
Pamela's well on her way to that law degree she seeks. Cum laude graduate of Troy State, she made the president's list, but still had time to be their homecoming queen.
Miss Mississippi, Wanda Gale Getty.
Wanda wants a graduate degree in communications and musical performance. She was on the president's list at college and had the lead in many Gulf Coast opera productions.
Miss Nebraska, Kristen Lee Lowenberg.
Kristen wants to become a broadcast journalist, a member of a television news team. She does creative writing and choreographs children's theater.
Miss Florida, Kimberly Boyce.
Kimberly's been singing publicly since she was 9. She graduated college with honors and has been a producer and television newscaster. She wants to major in broadcast production.
Miss Alabama, Pam Battles.
Pam's been at the piano for 17 years, and she plays the pipe organ. She's also a singer and a fashion model. She wants a degree in mathematics and applied music.
And Miss New York, Vanessa Williams.
Vanessa's musical talent isn't limited to singing. She's an accomplished French horn player, pianist, and dancer. And you can find her in Who's Who in American music.
We're 60 seconds away from meeting Miss America 1984.
Now there's a shampoo that replenishes your hair's natural oils. New Mink Different shampoo.
Don't let nature rob your hair's precious oils.
Your hair needs mink.
It's later than you think.
Your hair needs mink.
It's later than you think.
Introducing Mink Difference Replenishing Shampoo. Enriched with mink oil, it does more than beautifully clean. It replenishes the precious oils your hair really needs.
Replenish it, replenish it.
It's later than you think.
New Mink Difference, the replenishing shampoo.
The newest way to moisturize your skin is to replenish it with the natural moisturizer found here in the heart of the apricot. And a new Apricot Replenishing Lotion, pure light apricot oil that helps restore your skin to a more natural moisture condition without a drop of artificial color or fragrance, leaving you with the fresh, beautiful skin nature intended. A Apricot Replenishing Lotion and Cream. Get to the heart of beautiful skin.
This is it. Our theme tonight has been Go For It. And you'll agree, these young women have given it everything. Now, Miss America 1984 is about to be named. May I have the judge's decision, please? Ladies and gentlemen, fourth runner-up and winner of a $5,000 scholarship is Pamela Helene Regas, Miss Ohio. The third runner-up and winner of a $7,000 scholarship is Wanda Gale Getty, Miss Mississippi. The second runner-up and winner of a $10,000 scholarship is Pam Battles, Miss Alabama. The first runner-up and winner of a $15,000 scholarship is Suzette Charles, Miss New Jersey. Six of the brightest and loveliest young women in America are standing on our stage. One of them will be the new Miss America and the winner of a $25,000 scholarship. And our new Miss America is Vanessa Williams, Miss New York.
America pageant has been brought to you by McDonald's, where it's fun to be together, McDonald's and you. And by the Nestle Company. Nestle makes the very best. And by American Greetings and the more than 50,000 stores that sell American Greetings products. And by Mink Difference Replenishing Shampoo. It puts back the precious oils nature takes away. This is Bill Wendell.
It's NBC Week with Hope and Burns back-to-back for 3 great hours of comedy, music, and stars, like Anne Margaret.
She is the first black Miss America. President Reagan called Williams today to say that her selection is a wonderful thing for our nation. Norma Quarles has more.
And our new Miss America is Vanessa Williams, Miss New York.
20 years ago, when Vanessa Williams was born, no black woman had ever entered the Miss America pageant. Today, she's the 57th Miss America and the first black woman to win that title.
Through hard work and perseverance, I hope to make my dream of a successful career on the Broadway stage come true.
It's been a series of firsts for the 5'6", 110-pound green-eyed brunette. She was the first black Miss New York State, the first black woman to win both the swimming suit competition and the talent competition in the Miss America pageant.
Happy days are here again. The skies above are clear again.
For 30 years, the Miss America pageant was restricted to whites. Blacks were allowed to enter in the late 50s, but there were no black contestants until 1970. To date, there have been only 12 black women in the Miss America pageant.
At times I get annoyed because it seems that the people and press aren't focusing in on myself, my accomplishments, my achievements. I feel that I have accomplished this because I am qualified for the position.
I was thrilled, actually. I couldn't stop my heart from beating when she won, yeah.
It's about time we had a beautiful black girl representing New York City.
Glad to know that a black woman has achieved something that I never thought in my lifetime that would happen.
Vanessa Williams will now travel 20,000 miles on a hectic schedule. She'll earn more than $125,000, but her biggest victory has been shattering one of the nation's oldest racial barriers. Norma Quarles, NBC News.
Coming up, Carl Stern and...
Freaking
before she was crowned Miss America. Those pictures are going to be printed soon in Penthouse magazine. Bob Jameson tonight on Miss America's Indiscretion.
Vanessa Williams cut short a Miss America appearance tour in Little Rock, Arkansas without commenting on the controversy. She flew to New York to meet her lawyer, who charged the nude photos were being published without her permission. Pageant officials would not say they had the right to take away the title, but they said that she must give it back or irreparably damage the pageant's image.
We do not believe, under the content and spirit of the rules, as well as the contracts, as well as the image of Miss America, that she should remain Miss America and still give this particular program the vitality and the respect to which it's entitled. If you don't draw the line here, where do you draw the line?
Penthouse magazine says it bought the pictures from a photographer who once employed Miss Williams and that they were taken last year before she won the title. Though pageant officials called Penthouse a sleaze magazine, publisher Bob Guccione said on the Today program that neither he nor Miss Williams should be criticized.
She's done nothing, in fact, wrong. The only thing that's really wrong about this whole episode is that the pageant views it as something distasteful, when in fact it is the pageant that is out of step with reality.
Wow. Miss New Jersey, Suzette Charles, the first runner-up who would replace Miss Williams, accused the magazine of greed.
I think it's terrible that he had to choose this time to ruin her as, you know, Miss America.
Vanessa Williams hoped that her title would eventually lead to starring roles on Broadway. She has proven to be an enormously popular and confident Miss America. Before today, her biggest problem, she said, was being a role model as the first black to hold the title.
We're not just asked, what's your favorite color? Would you like to get married when your year is through? We're asked, how do you feel about a certain issue? Why? And we're scrutinized a lot more than the average person.
She arrived in New York still not saying whether she will give up the title. Her lawyer may sue Penthouse. But pageant officials said that even if the pictures were being published illegally, they still want her to return the crown. Bob Jameson, NBC News, New York.
The FBI got its man today, fugitive Al.
What's the eye?
Will Tony Geary soon be back in curls?
What's the diagnosis on TV's doctors?
Where were you 15 years ago today?
Entertainment Tonight shoots the moon for Friday, the 20th of July, 1984.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Again, everybody. I'm Mary Hart.
And I'm Ron Hendren. Miss America today was given 72 hours to surrender her crown because of a series of nude photographs scheduled to appear in Penthouse magazine.
Williams was crowned Miss America last September on a nationally televised broadcast. She'll appear in quite a different light in the upcoming September issue of Penthouse magazine. The nude photographs, taken before she won the Miss America title, were shot by a freelance photographer Williams was working for as a makeup artist. Penthouse publisher Robert Guccione talked to Entertainment Tonight's Rob Weller this morning before the pageant's ruling.
I don't think that what she did breaches any morals clause, because I don't know how one equates nudity with morality in the 80s. You know, perhaps 20 years ago. But not today. And her chances for increased visibility will continue, certainly with Penthouse, where they're not likely to with the pageant, because her reign is over, and where does she go from there? How many Miss Americas can you name? I can't name one. She's the only one I can think of.
Tawny Schneider, a Los Angeles TV news anchor and co-host of ABC's Love Report, is one former Miss America who had a strong reaction to the Williams controversy.
When a girl who is Miss America has posed in the nude, to me it shows she has the mentality at some point that is, well, I don't believe enough in myself. Maybe what I have to do is expose my body and use my body to get ahead. And I think that is one of the worst things that any woman can do. It denigrates femininity to say, well, the only way I can get ahead is to expose myself. I think the Miss America pageant stands for the opposite of that, in spite of the swimsuit competition. And this is a backstep for us.
Burt Parks, who emceed the Miss America pageant for 25 years, told Entertainment Tonight, and we quote, "I'm saddened for the pageant. It's a tough moment for them. Their reputation has been..."
Truly, not one person.
The McDonald's Corporation has suspended all national radio and TV advertising in the wake of the mass slayings in its restaurant in San Ysidro, California. Singer Isaac Hayes, best known for the theme from Shaft, was sued for divorce yesterday in Atlanta. And according to the combined Nielsen overnight ratings from 8 major markets, CBS had the most viewers for the 4 nights of the Democratic National Convention. The rating average for CBS was 7.9. ABC was a close second with a Nielsen average of 7.7, and NBC was well back in 3rd place with an average rating of 6.7.
Barbara Hauer covered the convention for us with behind-the-scenes reports all week, and here's her wrap-up report.
Set against a background location as glamorous as any ever used in a television series, the Democratic Convention was in many ways like a primetime soap opera.
But as Barbara found out, it wasn't quite so Republicanly glamorous as, say, Dynasty, or as intrigue-filled as Dallas. Still, the plot had all the other elements of an ongoing drama.
We have the greatest central casting in the world. We have Democrats.
Oh, Ronald Reagan should go back to Hollywood.
Like any juicy soap opera family, the Democratic family had its share of trials and tribulations, its old-timers, its out-of-town relatives, and the inevitable celebrity cameo walk-ons.
I'm now an usher, ladies and gentlemen.
And then there was the dazzling delegate from Los Angeles. Superman's Margot Kidder playing at Girl Reporter. Liberated ladies who took to the podium like Cicely Tyson. Bonnie Franklin, who got behind her candidate. Jennifer Holliday, who brought the convention hall to its feet with her singing. Chronicling the family happenings like curious neighbors looking over the back fence were thousands of journalists, most of them telling it like it was.
It's the most dramatic convention I have ever been to, and I've been to a lot of them.
But the plot actually revolves around the star of the family, his leading lady, and the other woman in his life. Together, they must overcome all obstacles that stand in the way of a new life in a new house.
Oh, it's going to be very, very tough. We start out behind, but it can be done.
The final installment of the Democrat soap opera won't be aired until the November elections. But in the meantime, they've got a 16-week guaranteed run. So stay tuned for the upcoming installments of Happy Days Are Here Again. Barbara Hauer, Entertainment Tonight.
Movie music dominates the top of the pop singles chart this week, with Prince holding court in first place. The song is When Doves Cry from his film Purple Rain. Ray Parker Jr. is second with the title song from Ghostbusters. Bruce Springsteen is next with Dancing in the Dark. The Jacksons, with a little help from Mick Jagger, move into fourth place with State of Shock, the first hit single from their new Victory album. And Billy Idol is fifth with Eyes Without a Face.
Next, Tony Geary. He's going back to General Hospital, but not for long.
And ahead, 15 years ago today, men walked on the moon for the first time, and all the world was watching.
Kids are kids.
Well, I learned how to fall.
Kids are kids, it's true. When a kid needs help, a mom knows what to do.
Mom calling. Kool-Aid! Thanks, Mom.
Kool-Aid to the rescue. Kool-Aid unsweetened with vitamin C. With my sugar, it's about 1/4 the price of soda.
That hit the spot.
So will this.
Kool-Aid is the one for kids.
Kool-Aid brand soft drink mix.
Estelle Sotomayor, condition tension headache.
I have a headache right now. It's at the back of my head. May I please have some aspirin?
Today we'd like you to try extra strength Tylenol.
I would have to try it to see if it actually works.
Regular aspirin only gives you this much medicine, but extra strength Tylenol goes to the limit. It's the most medicine you can buy without a prescription.
I lost my headache. Extra strength Tylenol did it.
Extra strength Tylenol. You can't buy a more potent pain reliever without a prescription. And now in easy-to-swallow caplets.
Pontiac unleashes the new 2000 Sunbird Turbo. One of the world's most technically advanced turbos. It pumps in huge quantities of air and pumps out 150 horsepower when you need it, when you want it. Agile, responsive. Oh, yeah. 2000 Sunbird Turbo. Only from Pontiac.
Test drive the 2000 Sunbird Turbo today at your El Paso Las Cruces Pontiac dealers.
There's a sale on crisp, crunchy peanuts and thick, rich, hot fudge. It's the Dairy Queen Peanut Buster Parfait. Layer after crisp, rich, cool, and creamy smooth layer. The Peanut Buster Parfait, only 99 cents, Monday through Sunday.
We have today asked Miss Williams to relinquish her crown and the title of Miss America 1984.
It's never happened before in the pageant's 63-year history. A reigning Miss America asked to relinquish her crown because she posed for sexually explicit photos. Is it a moral issue or an issue of changing morality? We'll focus on that story tonight.
This is ABC News Nightline. Reporting from Washington, Ted Koppel.
You should know that we were not going to do this story. We know that some of you will feel that we should have trusted our initial instincts. But we have spent the better part of the day now observing a simple reality. Everywhere we went, people were talking about the Vanessa Williams story, and everyone has an opinion. So we are bringing together tonight one of this country's leading feminists, a former Miss America who until today was regarded as perhaps the most outspoken and atypical of that very small sorority, and a woman who is vice chairman of Penthouse International. We have frequently on this broadcast focused on subjects that we thought were important but which we feared might bore you. We finally concluded that there is no point in avoiding a subject simply because almost everybody is interested in it.
And our new Miss America is Vanessa Williams, Miss New York.
A person that has it all together at a young age. I know that a lot of people have said that, and I know where I'm going. I know how to get there, and I'm taking steps to get there.
Now the dream comes true. She's our Miss America, the one we've waited for.
Well, I'd like to make sure that there's no differentiation between a black Miss America and all the other Miss Americas. And I hope to prove that I can do just as good being a person, being Miss America by the chance that I am black, and prove that I am worthy of the position despite my color. In terms of being a young woman of the 80s, it gives a chance for a lot of young women, especially little girls. It gives them the opportunity to have some type of goal or have some type of strategy in terms of their life. So I think that whatever I do in terms of maybe singing, and a person would say, well, I'd like to get the training to be able to sing that well, or be able to just get an education. I think that's the backbone to everything. It's all an example of success, and I think a lot of people want to attain that.
Tonight, the reign of Miss America, Vanessa Williams, is in trouble. Nude pictures Vanessa Williams posed for in early 1983 will be published in the September issue of Penthouse magazine.
Well, they were offered to us by a freelance photographer for whom she worked some time ago before she entered the pageant. And that was about 5 or 6 months ago. And of course, I bought them immediately.
Vanessa's a star. And we expect a little bit more from our stars.
Everybody loves her, and I'm sure everybody will be with her, 100%. I really feel that one.
The Miss America pageant has been built on traditional American virtues. For 6 decades, it has celebrated the beauty and vitality of young American womanhood. For 10 months, Vanessa Williams has served the pageant and the title of Miss America well, but we must make it clear that we cannot and do not condone our actions either in posing for the photographs or in failing to reveal the facts at the appropriate point in the selection process that led to her being awarded the crown. We have today asked Miss Williams to relinquish her crown and the title of Miss America 1984. We will give her 72 hours to give that request consideration.
Oh, we'd really appreciate it if you, I mean, what you do once you get off the aircraft is fine, but I know that we'd appreciate it if you just kind of leave her alone until we get on the ground.
If there's any wrong, it's the pageant that's in the wrong.
Why?
Because the pageant is simply out of step with reality. They've been promulgating this tooth fairy image of the Vestal Virgin for a number of years now, and that simply doesn't exist anymore.
I think it's very sad because it obviously was exploiting the particular moment in which they appear in the magazine immediately before the Miss America contest, which makes it almost impossible for them to put her on the stage at the time the magazine is on sale. I don't think they really cared what impact it had on her life.
When we return, we'll talk with Tawny Schneider, a former Miss America, who was herself the subject of some controversy, with Kathy Keaton, vice chairman of Penthouse International, the parent company of Penthouse Magazine, and with feminist writer and activist Susan Brownmiller.
This is ABC News Nightline, brought to you by Kraft.
Sandwich. Ham. Lettuce. Here we go.
Yeah! We're out of Miracle Whip.
A sandwich just isn't a sandwich without the tangy zip of Miracle Whip salad dressing, the bread spread from Kraft.
See, it was just a bad dream. There's plenty of... Ah!
Now try our reduced calorie salad dressing, a third fewer calories. New Miracle Whip Light.
Just about everything you need for painting is on sale now at Sears Summer National Paint Sale. Save $8 on Sears Easy Living Satin Flat, now at our lowest price of the season. Sears Weather Beater Low Luster Satin, also at our lowest price of the season. And save over $50 on a Craftsman Airless Sprayer, now $77.97. You'll save 20 to 50% on items for all your painting jobs at Sears Summer National Paint Sale.
There's more for your life at Sears.
You've got to hurry because they're going fast.
While they last, a special group of 1984 Mazda trucks at Mac Massey, yours for only $159 down and $159 a month.
That's just $58.95 for a 5-speed Mazda truck with tinted glass, full carpeting, and steel-belted radials.
Only $159 down and $159 a month.
But hurry, at $159 down and $159 a month, they won't last long. Right, Ronnie?
You're so right, Mac.
Traction. That's what trucks get with a rugged BF Goodrich Radial Mud Terrain TA. Durability, on road and off with a BF Goodrich Radial All-Terrain TA. Last year, these BF Goodrich TA high-tech radials took more wins in more classes, more than any other tire company. Proof that BF Goodrich is still #1. BF Goodrich TA high-tech radials. We make trucks perform.
Get these great BF Goodrich tires at Martin Tire Company with 3 locations, 901 Texas, 1341 Lee Trevino, and 9425 Montana.
What we say will change and grow. What will be, we're soon to know. We're with you.
With us now live from our Los Angeles bureau is Tawny Schneider, who under her maiden name, Tawny Godin, was Miss America in 1976. She is now an anchorwoman at KABC TV in Los Angeles and co-host of the new ABC program, The Love Report. And in our New York studios, Kathy Keaton, vice chairman of Penthouse International and president of Omni Magazine. And Susan Brownmiller, author of Against Our Will, Men, Women, and Rape. She is the founder of Women Against Pornography. Tawny, I guess if anyone can empathize with this young woman, you can. Has anybody done anything wrong here?
Yeah, and I think right now, Ted, without dealing with the issue of whether or not Vanessa ever should have posed for these pictures, you have to look at what she felt about the pageant that she was about to enter a year ago or so when she was entering her local pageant in New York. If she had any respect for the pageant and what it stood for, certainly knowing that this was in her past and could well come out, I would hope that she would have refrained at that time from entering the pageant. But having gone beyond that and winning the local title, once you get to the state title, obviously you're going to go to Atlantic City and compete for Miss America. At that point, you're within a stone's throw of that title, of that ideal. And I would think that at that point, since she has appeared to be, in her many comments, a bright woman, that she would have realized that she was getting a little bit too close to a lot of controversy into hurting herself and her family and the institution, the Miss America pageant. So perhaps when she became Miss New York, she would have been very well advised to step down, to relinquish that title before she became immersed in this kind of controversy on this level.
Ms. Keaton, do you accept Bob Guccione's point of view that if there is any blame here, it's the pageant's blame?
Oh, absolutely.
Why?
I think there's only one thing worse than the pageant, and that was Mr. Hefner's hypocritical drivel that he came out with a few minutes ago. I think that it's the pageant that's let Vanessa down. I think it's the pageant that's let Miss America down. I think the pageant had a chance to really to do something important, to realize that this is 1984 and that we have a woman running for vice president, and women have the right to do what they want to with their own lives and with their own bodies, and that there was nothing wrong in what Vanessa did. It's only what the pageant has said about it that's made it wrong. I was watching television most of the day and listening to radio, and I don't think the American public supports what the pageant has come out with. From what I had heard on NBC and on this station and on CBS, it was running about 3-1 in favor of Vanessa keeping her title.
Susan Brown-Miller, I would suspect that you have some views of your own on this. I'd like to hear them.
I sort of have a different point of view on this. I don't think the pageant really had any choice, but the crumbs in this case are the photographer who released the pictures to Penthouse, and of course Bob Guccione being his usual low-life self. It seems to me that the tragedy of Vanessa Williams proves what we've always said in Women Against Pornography, that the pornographer's intent is to destroy the lives of women and to humiliate, just a second here, and to humiliate the aspirations of women.
I don't think it
This was a woman who finally got somewhere.
Or any of the other women who've become very famous and very successful have ever been humiliated.
Excuse me, just one moment. There's absolutely no point in having two people talking at the same time. Ms. Brown-Miller, if you would finish your thought, then Ms. Keaton, if you have something to say, please say.
I'd like to, Mr. Koppel. I was saying that the purpose and intent of pornography is to destroy women's lives and to ridicule the aspirations of women. And they knew what they were doing. They knew they were destroying Vanessa Williams when they chose to publish photographs that she had posed for, obviously, in a weak moment before she had any possible notion that she could attain the title of Miss America. After all, she was the first black woman who ever got there. I think we have to really believe and understand that we all have human failings. We all make mistakes. I used to study acting, and I'll tell you, when I studied acting, I got a lot of offers from photographers to pose for pornography. They would say, you pose for these pictures, Susan, and then we'll do your acting composites free. And you have to have a tremendous sense of who you are and what your possibilities can be in order to resist the kinds of offers that young women get all the time.
All right, Ms. Keaton, we are still dealing with Vanessa Williams, with a young woman who was even younger when she posed for these photographs. Now, granted, I assume that someone has made a lot of money off this. I'm not sure whether it's Vanessa Williams. Is there any moral responsibility to say, well, you know, we are going to really ruin this young woman's career, at least at this stage of her life?
Well, I don't think that it is ruining her career. In fact, the only thing that's happened to Vanessa Williams is that she's become 55,000 times more famous than she was 2 days ago. If she would have been on the 17th of September,
Excuse me, Ms. Brown-Miller, if you would hold off for a minute. Now, I mean, you know, fame, after all, is you know, we can speak of notoriety, too. Adolf Hitler was notorious and famous. That doesn't mean that he wanted to be famous, that he was. You know, I realize that's an exaggeration, but, you know, fame in and of itself, in this case, I think she might well wish at this point that she were not quite that famous, don't you?
Well, I think that her title would have been over on the 17th of September. What would she have done then? I think this way she has a chance to really capitalize on it if she really wants to be smart. After we have made an offer that she should come and work for us, we have made probably a better offer than she ever got from Miss America or anybody else. I think it's the attitude of women like Susan Brown Miller who make what this girl has done dirty and bad.
No,
it's
excuse
in
me.
their minds
You
and in
obviously
their
didn't hear what I
nasty
said.
little hearts.
I absolutely have total sympathy with Vanessa Williams. What she did was something that I could have done years ago.
I met the
I don't think
photographer.
she did anything that I can't
Please allow
understand
me
and
to
even
say
accept.
that at the time that
I
you
know
were being
precisely where the immorality
was
lies
somewhat,
in this case, and it lies with
I
your
think the
boss,
morality of 20
Bob
years ago was
Guccione,
somewhat different
and with the
to what it is
photographer
today.
who chose to release those pictures.
All right, let me just
The
for a
photographer
moment...
was given
Ms.
the right to release the pictures by Vanessa Williams in her own
A long
handwriting.
time
When
ago.
you were being
A
offered
long time
photographs, when you were being offered have photographers take pictures of you, that was 20 years ago probably. Times were different then.
What is required of young women is what's required of a presidential candidate. It's really extraordinary how
Excuse me, ladies, we are serving no purpose here. If you both insist on talking at the same time, you might just as well both be quiet, and I'll go out to Tony for a while, because no one can understand what either one of you is saying. So, you know, let's toss a coin. One of you go, and then the other one go. But while we're thinking about that, let's take a break. We'll continue our conversation in a moment.
I hit a home run today, but I got all dirty sliding into the base. And Mom says I need a good cleaning. She says detergents and softeners start out cleaning, but they let this icky dirt in the wash water get back on me again. So Mom uses Yes detergent, because Yes keeps wash water dirt off me. So I come out real clean, real soft too. But it's no fun staying clean.
Yes keeps wash water dirt off clothes, leaving them clean and soft.
There's Uncle Charlie fishing.
Oh, look, Harriet.
There's Emma at the town picnic.
When we told her we switched to Kraft real mayonnaise.
Oh, she thought we'd lost our minds.
Until we told her Kraft looks creamier.
Well, it is specially blended over 3,000 times.
How's it taste?
Try it.
Go ahead.
Now that's creamy.
Poor Emma. She never did photograph well.
But doesn't the Kraft look good?
Nothing tastes creamier than Kraft Real Mayonnaise. Now you know.
One of the best car buys today is a one-year-old used car. Lower priced and more car for your money. At Rudolph Chevrolet, we have a great selection of 83 models. 83 Cutlass Supremes, 83 Buick Regals, Monte Carlos, Fords, Hondas, just about any late model car you might want. And when you buy at Rudolph, we'll help you arrange convenient financing from GMAC, local banks, or your credit union. For a good deal on a late model used car, we'll go the distance if you will. To Rudolph Chevrolet.
The trouble with having fruit and cereal is you run out of fruit and are left with just cereal. But that won't happen with Post Raisin Bran, because Post packs 3 packs of plump, sweet raisins into every box and combines them with crispy bran flakes, so you can get raisins in every spoonful. With Post, you won't run out of fruit. Post Raisin Bran, the fruit and cereal lover's cereal. Look for the free milk offer on these fine Post cereals and pour half a gallon on us.
Save at Anthony's this week on a complete selection of Levi's popular Tri-Bar activewear for kids. These Easy Care Polycotton Levi's coordinates are sale price now 20% off Anthony's everyday low prices. Sized for toddlers, girls, and boys in snappy mix and matchable tops and pants. Plus, get this sport watch free with any Levi's Tri-Bar purchase. It's first for savings, then back to school at Anthony's.
They'll be looking good for a whole lot less with Anthony's.
Joining us again now from our New York studios, Penthouse International Vice President Kathy Keaton, author and feminist Susan Brown Miller, and from our Los Angeles bureau, former Miss America Tony Schneider. Tony, 8 years ago, when you were elected Miss America, you showed extraordinary maturity and I must say some sense of independence in that you allowed at that time that while you were not personally in favor of abortion, you could understand why some women might go for abortion. While you personally perhaps were not in favor of premarital sex, you could understand premarital sex. That caused some problems for you. And in that context, I want to ask you whether the Miss America pageant perhaps creates too unattainable an image, something too pure, something too out of the realm of reality?
There are a couple of ways to answer that question. The first was, I was accepted, even though I had those viewpoints that year. There were a lot of people who bristled at first at the idea that a young woman who was Miss America knew anything about abortion, knew anything about premarital sex, much less had opinions on the same. In fact, I think I paved the way today. The girls speak about that rather freely, and of course they should. At that time it was 1976, it's now 1984, and those are topics that are on the minds of everybody in the nation because they are so very controversial, and people, to be good Americans, should have opinions on the controversial issues facing the day. Should the Miss America pageant expect so much of its Miss Americas, expect perhaps too much? Yes. Why? Because Miss America is an ideal. Miss America is unreal. It's something you can't touch, you can't really see. It's something that's in the air almost. It's a feeling. I can't describe it, and I couldn't when I was Miss America because I couldn't understand how me, an ordinary person, became Miss America, so I'm still having trouble describing it.
Right,
but yes, the goal should be that high because it's an ideal. For children to grow up and to want to be something, they have to want to be something that is perhaps a little unrealistic so that they come just a little bit short of that goal and they're okay and they're the best person they can be. Nobody can be perfect, but in order to be pretty darn good, I think you have to aspire to perfection. So when Ms. Keaton says that it's unrealistic in 1984 for Miss America to have her title stripped from her is ludicrous. What does she want the young women of our country to look up to? Does she want the young women of our country to look up to an ideal who will submit to a lesbian affair and be photographed as same in sexually explicit pictures? I don't understand that. It doesn't make any sense at all to me.
I want the young women of America to be able to feel that they are totally whole women, that they are sexual women as well as intellectual women.
You can feel totally whole and you can feel good sexually.
Ladies, if all three of you are going to talk, then I really do despair of anybody understanding. Go ahead, Ms. Keaton, finish what you were going to say, and then Ms. Brownell.
I don't believe that Miss America can be a true ideal when she's put in an unrealistic pedestal.
Well, I mean, nobody, first of all, puts any contestant into the position of having to enter a Miss America contest. I assume that any young woman can lead a completely fulfilled life without ever having entered a beauty pageant. But once she has, doesn't she have a certain obligation to at least meet the standards that beauty pageant professes, whether you agree with them or not?
Vanessa didn't do anything during her reign that brought any disgrace to the Miss America pageant. What she did beforehand was her own business. What she wants to do afterwards is also her own business.
But you didn't make it just her business. You made it the nation's business and also the nation's prurient interest.
I don't think there's anything wrong in that. Unfortunately,
you've destroyed a woman's life, so I don't see how you can keep saying
I haven't destroyed a woman's life. It is you with your opinions who are trying to destroy her life.
Well, no, along
it is the way
those
you
lines.
feel that's bad. It's the way you feel that's evil.
Oh, it's not just that I feel that's bad. Come on now. The pageant had no recourse but to let her go.
As I said, I listened to the man
in
the street.
The Miss America pageant, which I must say I also have my own objections to, it was in a very strange position here because they have a great stake in the continued legitimacy of the swimsuit competition, of pulchritude on parade, and also with the decency of the pageant, because many of the winners, like Bess Myerson, Lee Meriwether, wasn't Phyllis George a winner? You know, they've all gone on to make something of themselves, to really have terrific careers.
And so could Vanessa.
So,
Tony, why don't you jump in on this for a moment? Forgive me, I'm going to have to be the one to pick, otherwise you'll all pick the same time. Tony, why don't you jump in now?
Before we went to the last commercial, Ms. Keaton said something that we've just picked up on again, which is she feels that this is going to be something good for Vanessa, something good for her career, that it is not a negative and that the pageant is wrong to make it one. I think if Vanessa felt that these pictures are going to be that good for her career, she should have advertised the day she became Miss America that she had taken these lovely photos some months before or a year before and was exceptionally proud of them and thought that this would just enhance her reputation and further her career. In fact, Vanessa did not do that. In fact, Vanessa has been very quiet about these pictures. Obviously, she did not want them released because she knew what it would do to her. For you to sit there and say that this is wonderful for her career, yes, she'll be more famous, she'll be infamous. She might be known as the woman who brought down the Miss America pageant. I'm not sure the pageant can recover from this.
All right, Ms. Keaton, we've got about 35 or 40 seconds.
What I said was, and I want to correct you, I said that Vanessa could be successful. She could be very successful if it wasn't for women like you who kept pulling her apart and trying to pull her down.
No, but I mean, you are not suggesting, are you, Ms. Keaton?
The American public was doing.
You're not suggesting, are you, that she's happy about these pictures being published?
I would say she's extremely happy about what the pageant has done. since she did the pictures and that she wanted to do the pictures in the first place, I don't see how she could possibly be sorry about them now.
Well,
but I think the only thing she can be sorry
we all
about
in
is...
our lives, although you may be the exception, on occasion have done things when we were younger that we wish when we were older we had not done. You don't think that she falls into that category?
I don't know. I'd have to ask her. I haven't spoken to her about it. I personally see that she's done nothing wrong. And listening to what the rest of the country said, I don't think many of them think so either.
All right, Susan Brown-Miller, we've got about 20 seconds.
Well, as I said earlier, it's a tragedy, and the purpose of Bob Guccione was to destroy a woman's career, and he did it.
All right, I thank you all very much for joining us. When we come back, a commentary on tonight's topic from social commentator Ian Scholes.
This new Kraft thick and spicy even beats my famous sauce.
You Jimmy Joe?
Sure am. We come to challenge your sauce. Boys, can your sauce stand up to my drumstick test?
That's thick.
And cling like this?
Oh, babe.
And show off its spices?
I see him.
Me too. And taste like...
Hooray!
Now, about this challenge.
Challenge? What challenge?
New Kraft thick and spicy barbecue sauce.
Sure lives up to its name.
Hi, Wendell. Want to be in my club? Then you gotta call Kraft Macaroni and Cheese Kraft Cheese and Macaroni, because it's the cheese sauce that makes it taste so good. Can you do that, Wendell?
Kraft Macaroni and Cheese Dinner, made with genuine Kraft cheddar. What could taste better?
Wendell, you want some more Kraft macaroni and cheese?
Want some more Kraft Cheese and Macaroni? Wendell, you're in the club.
Kraft Cheese and Macaroni.
One day you are in the jungles of Peru. The next day, the tundras of Siberia or the snows of Kilimanjaro. You watch their eyes open in stunned amazement at what this world is really like. Today, we are going to the Badlands of South Dakota. And I can't wait to get started. Good morning, class.
Good morning, Miss Kim.
Are you ready to saddle up?
June Kim, isn't she the kind of teacher you want teaching your kids? So does the NEA.
Hold it, I'm Dick Blanken. Do us both a favor and wait for our Super Sunday sale before you go anywhere to buy a car, truck, or custom van. We'll be closed all day Saturday, but Sunday from 10 to 5, you can get low 8% financing on every new Toyota and custom van in stock. And on top of that, the lowest prices in town. Remember, see me Sunday, and I promise you'll be thanking Blanken.
You'll be thanking Blanken. You'll be thanking Blanken. Thanking Dick Blanken. Show you down.
Open your eyes to the world with Steve Bell and Kathleen Sullivan.
For the early risers before Good Morning America.
Weekdays, watch ABC's World News this morning.
I'm David Hartman. Who will be the next Prime Minister of Israel? Next week, we'll cover the Shamir Peres election. Also, Brenda Vaccaro and Michael Landon join us next week on Good Morning America.
More than most stories, as we suggested at the outset, this one is interesting because it provokes so many opinions. Our West Coast satirist and social commentator Ian Scholes is easily provoked.
Miss America naked. Oh boy, another scandal. As we get more and more sophisticated and more lawyers, we get easier and easier to shock. It used to take a movie star found on the yacht with an underage girl or a public official caught in the pool with a lady of the evening. Now James Watt trying to remove his foot from his mouth or a lovely black woman removing her clothing for photographers gets the same gasp of breath as the resignation of a president. What happened to scandals? All we do is make mountains out of molehills. Joan Rivers at the Emmys, remember that? Vanessa Redgrave and Marlon Brando at the Oscars. Marlon Brando is a real molehill. All our celebrities are molehills. There hasn't been a decent flap in this country since the Vicki Morgan sex tapes. Admit it. You haven't watched the Miss America pageant since they canned Burt Parks. You haven't picked up a penthouse since they rejected that letter you wrote about that interesting experience you had with a stewardess in the New York toll plaza in 1981. I'm not going to plug in my TV again or shell out a couple bucks to Bob Guccione, the Caligula of girly magazines. This isn't a scandal at all. There weren't any kickbacks or break-ins, just a black woman who revealed her body for money. A black woman making an error in judgment that might make her a better person. What can they do to her? Strip her of wholesomeness like the badge of a public official? Will they take away her swimming suit and dorky high heels? Conversely, will Bob Guccione become the new Burt Parks with his light meter and gold chain trying to persuade Miss Congeniality to remove a few things in the back seat of his gold Rolls Royce? I doubt it, but then again, in a nation where a playboy has a philosophy and Larry Flint can run for president, anything can happen. But I think it's going to blow over in a few weeks. It won't even get a gate or a scam attached to it like a big league scandal. It's barely worthy of National Enquirer, in whose pages lawsuits are as common as weight loss programs. The collision between Miss America and Penthouse is a media collision of two false images of the American woman, and bland images to boot. The bland bland lead the bland in this country. We're supposed to think it's tragic that Miss America got sexy. A black woman got to be as bland as the rest of white America, and she threw it away. But I think it's for the best. Vanessa Williams will be naked in the spotlight for a moment, then she'll put her clothes back on and get on with her life. Take it from me, Vanessa. America's better off, and so are you. Miss America has a body now, and Penthouse will sell a lot of magazines. That's the bland truth. I gotta go.
The topic on This Week with David Brinkley is the Israeli elections, which take place on Monday. The guests include Israeli Defense Minister Moshe Aarons and Senators Charles Mathias and Joseph Biden. That's our report for tonight. I'm Ted Koppel in Washington. For all of us here at ABC News, good night.
Sunday, the judge is in the saddle, but his posse's hanging the wrong man.
Brown at the request of pageant officials. This after sexually explicit photographs of Miss Williams with another woman appeared in Penthouse magazine. As Bill Schechner reports tonight, this was the first time a Miss America has been forced to relinquish her title.
My title as Miss America.
With considerable style and reluctance, Vanessa Williams told a press conference of presidential proportions that she is stepping down.
And I wish I could retain my title as Miss America. However, the potential harm to the pageant and the deep division that a bitter fight may cause has convinced me that I must relinquish my title as Miss America.
The photos that caused it show Williams in intimate embraces with another woman. She said today they were posed and not spontaneous, and the idea of the photographer who took them. She said she had not agreed to their publication.
I put this session in the back of my mind and believed the photos would never be used for any purpose, as the photographer had verbally assured me. I never consented to the publication or the use of these photographs in any manner.
She said the only document she signed was a model's application form. Roy Grutman, an attorney for Penthouse, said today the magazine has a signed release provided by the photographer.
She signed it. She knew exactly what she was doing. She was neither drunk, intimidated, coerced.
The pictures had been offered to Playboy. That magazine's photo editor said they were turned down because they weren't sure they had a release.
That wasn't clear, and that unclearness was enough to dissuade us from going ahead with it.
Attorneys for Miss Williams would not say whether she will sue Penthouse. And while the photos may have ended her reign, they have not hurt sales of the magazine. They were booming. In Atlantic City, pageant officials were relieved. They predicted the multi-million-dollar show would not be hurt.
I won't use the term, the king is dead, long live the king. But continuity has to go on if we're to remain a viable property, and thank God that's just what's happening.
And they announced that Suzette Charles, Miss New Jersey, the first runner-up, will replace Miss Williams until the next contest in September. During her reign, Vanessa Williams, the first black Miss America, said she wanted to be a role model. Buffeted by commerce and controversy, she may have succeeded. Not as a model, but as a caution.
It is one thing to face up to a mistake that one makes in youth, but it is almost totally devastating to have to share it with the American public and the world at large as both a human being and as Miss America.
Bill Schechner, NBC News, New York.
And as Bill Schechner reported, the new Miss America, Suzette Charles of Mays Landing, New Jersey, will serve until a new Miss America.
There have been several railroad accidents the past few months. Just yesterday, 2 Amtrak trains hit head-on in New York City. We'll take a look at what's being done to improve the safety record. And we'll take a look at the richest horse auction in the world. It's taking place in Lexington, Kentucky. Thoroughbred prices there. Well, they're bringing top price. Average horse price, $501,000. Unless you got bucks, don't enter. Welcome back. Second hour of today, along with Jane Pauley. I'm Bryant Gumbel. Our top news story at this hour concerns a big blast, a refinery just outside of Chicago that has taken at least 9 lives. We'll catch up with the news in just a moment. Jane?
A lot of people have precious little time to shop for clothes. Enter the fashion consultant who will help you put together a wardrobe, a new image, and it costs a little money, but we'll show you how it's all done. And the supermarket of the future, consumer reporter David Horowitz will tell us it's here now, and he'll take us on a tour.
And Hugh Hefner is up at an early hour in Los Angeles. Harry Stein has joined us here in New York. We'll continue our discussion of the ethics involved in the publication of those nude photos of Vanessa Williams. But first to the news desk, Bob Jamison's in for John Palmer. Bob?
Thank you, Bryant. Good morning. The Union Oil Company...
And here she is, the new Miss America 1984, Suzette Charles, first runner-up in last year's Miss America pageant. Taking over from Vanessa Williams for the next 2 months is bound to be a difficult task for the former Miss New Jersey. Difficult and perhaps a little distressing. We're pleased to welcome Suzette Charles to the Morning News. Good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning. I'm hanging in there.
Good for you. I'm wondering, you knew Vanessa. You know her. your friends. Is this sort of bittersweet for you?
Yes, it is. It's a very difficult situation for me to deal with, being happy and sad at the same time.
And how about her resignation? Do you feel that it was appropriate? I mean, you know the story by now. Was it appropriate? Was it the right thing to do?
I can't say if it's the right thing to do because we don't know the details involved, and I'm not in a position to judge. But it's worked out the best. The pageant knows the right decisions to make. We leave it all in their hands. And
do you worry about, I mean, what if something like that had happened to you? What if the roles were reversed here? How would you feel?
It's hard to say because I wouldn't let anything like that happen to me. I can't judge. I don't know the reasoning, the motives. I can't say what I would do if I was in her position because I wouldn't put myself in that position.
And do you think the decision to publish those photographs was an effort to destroy her? Do you see that as an evil thing on the part of Penthouse, or do you not see that? Do you see that as pretty much fair game?
I can't say either way, but I do not feel that the publisher made the right decision for it to be published now. If he had to do it for whatever his reasons, greed, there's an edge of, I think, inhumanness here. He could have had a little compassion. We're human, okay, we want to achieve and we want money and all that. But sometimes when that sort of reigns over being compassionate, then you should talk and decide to change your motives.
Do you feel a lot of pressure by virtue of the way you've come to be Miss America?
I don't feel any pressure, no, because I think all 50 of the contestants that competed in September, we have planned to be Miss America at one time or another. It's very unfortunate for me that it had to happen this way. I don't feel the pressure. I don't feel that I have to walk on a tightrope because I know what my life is all about and what I have to do to achieve my goal. It's just, we just assume the position and go on from here.
You've wanted this a long time.
Yes, I have. When I was 7, I was Little Miss New Jersey, and my mother was raised in Atlantic City, and the Miss America pageant system for achieving goals and reaching what you want and the positive image of women was always something that I wanted to be a part of, whether it was to be Miss America or just to be a part of the experience to launch my career. Was a decision that had been made a long time ago, and it has launched my career tremendously. I've worked with Stevie Wonder and Joel Grey, Bill Cosby, Alan King, and when I say worked, I have a 30-minute show. I was considered an opening act this year. Last year at this time, I was a lounge singer in a lot of the casinos in Atlantic City, and this September, I was working on a headlining show. I was doing 60 Minutes with my own backup singers, and I would pick out the opening act. So I didn't sit all year waiting for Vanessa to, God forbid, break a leg or break a finger or whatever to fit in.
I read somewhere that your first headliner show conflicted with the dates for the pageant.
Yes, it did. It was this week, the weekend of the Miss America pageant in September. But fortunately, the Sands Casino has worked it out to postpone the engagement, and they will have me back sometime in the year.
And what do you plan to do with the scholarship money? I mean, you do come into more scholarship money now that you are the one right. Instead of the runner-up.
I would have been a junior this year. I had to travel. I traveled quite as much as Vanessa has this year. We've gone to Monaco and Paris and Italy and Alaska and all over the country. I will finish my education and get a BFA at Temple University. I don't know how soon it will be that I go back, but I will finish.
And then do you plan to resume the singing career?
Yes, I do. I had been working on an album. Everything had to be put on hold. One of my producers, one of the writers actually on the album was Gene McDaniels, who won a Grammy for his writing. And I have Peter Rudge, who works with The Who and the Rolling Stones, who is also helping me select my material. I have a lot of great influence. Stevie Wonder has talked about us getting together on some type of recording deal. He's in Europe, and in fact, he asked me to go on the European tour with him, which he's on now, but I had pageant commitments. And in March, he asked me to be on his HBO special that he filmed in Detroit. So the pageant has come first, and we've put a lot aside throughout the year just to alter and think about the image that I wanted to project, even movie offers.
This is an incredible amount of activity you've been doing. Did some of this come about because of the first runner-up, or was this already?
Most of it has come about because of the first runner-up. I entered the pageant, though, as a professional because I'm in SAG and AFTRA, and I've done movies and TV work, and I have sung professionally prior to the pageant.
But given that
the launch has happened since September.
And you're looking forward to even more
yes.
after becoming Miss America for 2 months.
That's right.
Thank you very, very much for being with us this morning. I know it's kind of an odd and difficult and long morning for you.
Yes, well, thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here again. And there is much, much more in the morning news, including It's Zach Perlman. Coming up, stay with us.
23 now past the hour.